Hello, hello, my friends. I am here to share my New Year's Eve message to you all. I know that so many of you are very excited to see 2020 come to a close. So, what I want to offer is that we have all lived through a year filled with a multitude of human experiences, right? So, tragedy has definitely touched many of our lives this year. And many of us have faced challenges that we never imagined: personal, health, relationship. We've lost loved ones. We've had business and financial challenges. And many of us have thrived in 2020. I have seen people find love, get married, have babies and grandbabies. I've seen people slow down their lives and spend a lot of quality family time, maybe focusing on new hobbies and careers. I've seen people expand their businesses and grow their financial wealth. And I have seen many of us have been through all of that in one year, proving that life is always going to be 50-50, 50% positive and 50% negative. I want to share that personally, I have had the best year of my life in terms of emotional growth, understanding exactly who I am, what I want, what my purpose is, and what is truly important to me in my life, in my personal life, and in my business. So, a few years ago, when I was desperately Googling things like, how can I be happier in my life? Why am I so unlovable? I don't understand what's wrong with me. Can a person be broken? Googling a lot of crazy stuff. And I never in a million years imagined that I would be where I am now. I stumbled across a life coaching podcast that changed the trajectory of my life. I ended up investing in a life coaching program. I hired a personal coach. I've invested in 2 life coaching, certification programs, and now I'm coaching others of and showing them how they can live their absolute very best lives. It's incredible, it's amazing. I am so happy, okay? When I think of all the benefits I've received from life coaching and how they've far surpassed and outweighed any form of self-care I've spent time and money on, it blows my mind. So, when I was spinning in overwhelm, stress, emotional drama, feeling like all the circumstances of my life, like my job, certain relationships, my health, the state of the world, when I was thinking that those things were keeping me stuck, were making me frustrated and feeling depressed, I spent a lot of time and frankly money trying to feel better, right? My thought was, I'm overwhelmed or I'm lonely or I'm stressed. So I don't go buy that next thing that will make me happy. Like those memes on Facebook about Amazon, how Amazon showing up at your house like 15 times a day with all the packages. Yeah, that was me. It didn't even matter that I didn't really have the money to keep spending. I just knew that that new throw pillow or that new gadget would make me happy. I would fill my time with activities to distract me from all the emotions, like going out, over drinking, overeating, avoiding things in my career and my relationships that I didn't want to do, avoiding feelings that I didn't want to feel. So, by the way, that's called buffering, doing an activity to avoid a negative emotion, right? Doing something that creates a net negative result for you, something that feels good in the moment, but eventually produces a negative result. That could be debt, could be weight gain, hangovers, right? And I didn't want to feel and I didn't want to do the things that felt uncomfortable. And I know that I'm not alone in that, right? We think that negative emotions suck us down and drain us, that they're bad. But The truth is, negative emotions are absolutely not a problem to be solved, especially with shopping or alcohol or food. In fact, our growth as humans in our businesses, in our relationships, is always in the discomfort. So, learning how to use our discomfort in the negative for good, for growth, that's where the magic happens. That's where the experience happens. In truly understanding that the goal is not to push through or resist the negative in order to get to the positive, the goal is getting more comfortable in the uncomfortable emotions. The goal of the human experience is not perpetual happiness. Because if that's your goal, you are never going to feel true happiness because you're always going to be chasing the happiness. And when you have it temporarily, you are going to be worried that you'll lose it. So I want you to think back to this year. How often did you feel uncomfortable? And how many of us have gained weight? We may have overspent. Maybe we fought with others about the right thing to do. Or maybe we fought with our family that we were all home with under one roof. Maybe you were schooling your children from home and lost your freaking mind. Some of us binge watch things like The Tiger King. I did not watch The Tiger King. Maybe something else. I did some binge watching myself too, right? So here's the thing, life will always be 50-50. And if you spend all your time trying to avoid the negative, you will buffer away 50% of your life, 50% of your human experience. And remember what I said, the growth happens in the discomfort, right? So, New Year's Eve, a lot of people talk about New Year's resolutions, right? I would love to be there for anyone who is looking to make big changes in their life this year. Changes from goals you want to set and actually achieve this time, right? Maybe it's a business, financial goal. Maybe you have a weight loss goal or a workout goal. Maybe you want a better relationship. You want better relationships with people and you want to learn some tools for that. Or you simply just want to feel better because that is available to you. You just want a life. You want to live a life where you just feel better, right? Please reach out to me. It's really quite simple. We start out having a really great conversation about you and your goals, what you want, and I will show you absolutely how you can get there too. So I want to leave you with this. There is a beautiful poem by Mary Oliver called The Summer Day. It's about life's purpose and beauty, right? Many of us have heard the final phrase quoted, and I wanted to read you a snippet of the poem. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Beautiful. What do you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I have big plans. You coming? Join me. All right. Happy New Year, my friends. I wish you an amazing 2021, rich with the full human experience. All right. Love you. Happy New Year.